40 years. That is 14,600 days of wandering the desert after escaping slavery in Egypt. Finally, the promised land, the place of our dreams, is just across that river. But a massive problem has emerged. Moses, the leader who stood like a giant pillar for the people, is gone. Before us, the river waters are flooding, swirling in terrifying whirlpools. Fear begins to creep back into the eyes of the people. Can we really cross this river and survive? This is the story of a single step of courage that sparked one of the most breathtaking miracles in human history. Today, I invite you into the heart of that moment, where the rushing waters of the Jordan finally stand still. The time of the wilderness is truly coming to an end. The people of Israel are standing right at the edge of the Jordan River. Look across the water. Do you see it? Bathed in the golden sunlight is the land of Canaan, the land God promised hundreds of years ago. It's so close now. You could almost reach out and touch it, but the mood in the camp is heavy. Instead of joy, there is a strange tension, a haunting silence. Why? Because Moses, the leader they relied on like a god for 40 years, is no longer with them. People look at his empty tent, and a dark shadow of doubt falls over their hearts. What do we do now? They whisper, "Without Moses, how can we cross this river and survive in a land of giants? Who will lead us? Who will speak for God now?" In that exact moment of despair, God calls out to one man. His name is Joshua. Since his youth, Joshua had been like Moses' shadow. He was the brave warrior who risked his life at the Battle of Rephidim. Most importantly, 40 years ago, when everyone else said, "We can't," he was the one who shouted, "If God is with us, we can win." God speaks to Joshua in a deep, resonant voice. Joshua steadies his beating heart and listens. "My servant Moses is dead." God states the reality plainly. The era of Moses has ended, but the next words are like a clap of thunder to Joshua's soul. Now then, you and all these people, get ready to cross the Jordan River into the land I am about to give to them. Joshua's heart begins to pound. As he wonders if he could ever truly step into Moses' shoes, God gives him a firm, unshakable promise. "As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you." This promise strengthens Joshua's trembling knees. God says it 3 times. Be strong and courageous. Be very strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. The moment those words sink into Joshua's heart, his gaze changes. He is no longer just an assistant. He has been reborn as a lion, ready to lead a new generation. Joshua walks out and shouts to the people, "Prepare yourselves. We are going to cross the Jordan." The people are stunned. Really? How can this many people cross such a deep river right now? Without a second of hesitation, Joshua answers, "Yes, God is with us, and He will do amazing things. Consecrate yourselves and get ready." Wave after wave of excitement and tension flows through the camp. Joshua calls the leaders of the tribes. Tell the people to pack their bags and prepare food. Within 3 days, we cross that river. The camp becomes a beehive of activity. They pack up the tents they've lived in for 40 years, gather their livestock, and hold their children's hands. On their last night in the wilderness, they listen to the sound of the river. Hearts racing with anticipation. Morning breaks on the day of promise. The sun rises and the Jordan River looms ahead. But there's a major problem. It's harvest season, and the melting snow from the mountains has caused the river to overflow its banks. The water is a terrifying, swirling mess of brown mud. The elders turn pale. "This is suicide," they mutter. "No boats, no bridges. How can we possibly cross?" Then Joshua announces God's special plan: priests. Take up the Ark of the Covenant, the symbol of God's presence, and walk out ahead of the people. The gold-covered ark shines on the shoulders of the priests. Joshua tells the people, "Tomorrow the Lord will do wonders among you. Just follow the ark." The priests begin to walk slowly toward the bank. 1 step, 2 steps. The roar of the water grows louder. The waves lap at their feet. The people hold their breath. Are they really just going to walk into the water? The very moment the priest's feet touch the water's edge, a miracle occurs that history will never forget. The rushing water stops, as if blocked by an invisible wall. The water flowing down from upstream piles up in a heap far away, while the water flowing down to the Dead Sea completely drains away. In an instant, the riverbed is revealed. But here is the amazing part. The ground wasn't a muddy mess. It was dry land, perfect for walking. The people scream in wonder. A path? There's a path in the middle of the river. The priests stand firm with the ark in the middle of the river, at its deepest point. God promised that as long as they stood there, the water would not return. Joshua shouts, "Now!" Everyone cross the river without delay. A massive procession begins to move. From little children holding their grandfather's hands to young men driving livestock, everyone passes through that miraculous path. As they walk, they feel the thrill of seeing the walls of water standing tall on either side. It's true. God really made a way. The God of Moses is with Joshua too. Until every single person and every last animal had stepped onto the other side, the priests did not move. When the last person was safe on dry land, Joshua commanded, "Come up out of the river." The moment the priests stepped onto the bank, the dam of water burst. The Jordan River returned to its powerful, swirling self, as if nothing had ever happened. The people stood in awe. And then a roar of triumph erupted, a shout that washed away 40 years of pain. We made it. We have finally set foot in the Promised Land. Children run through the flowering fields of Canaan, and people embrace with tears of joy. Joshua watches silently, offering a prayer of thanks. The people now knew deep in their souls, God is with Joshua. We can win. But friends, the joy is only the beginning. Crossing the river didn't mean the work was done. Ahead of them lies a massive, impregnable fortress called Jericho, looming with terrifying strength. How can these people with no weapons and no military training bring down those high walls? God has a second miracle prepared, one that defies all imagination. A story of bringing down a city not with swords or spears, but with silence and a shout. Next time, Joshua Part 2, The Walls of Jericho Fall. The story continues.